Like I said, the homeless are stealing from homeless. You know, my so-called friends are the ones stealing from me, you know, so it's like I'm pretty alone out here, you know. It's me and my dog, you know, the conversation's pretty short with my dog, you know. So.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Something very interesting happened last night, and I'm gonna address this in a sec. Before that, coffee, Phantasma Magic Shop in New York, and then you'll see what I'm doing today. It's interesting, unique, and hopefully will help someone. Can I have one white, please? Yeah, sure. Here we are in Phantasma Magic. Hello. So yesterday I was doing some magic in that bar with some friends, and outside the bar I met this homeless guy. His name is Mike, and I told him, you know what, maybe I can teach you a few tricks, and like you could do that on the street and maybe make some more money. The first thing I just taught him right off the bat is the ash thing. He was excited because it's something he can do anywhere. You know, he finds cigarette butts anywhere. And then I said maybe I should come here to Phantasma before I come back to him. I'll buy a few props, maybe a few self-working stuff. You could do like visual stuff that doesn't require any engagement from the audience. That's a good idea. Could you do that for the camera for a sec? Out of Phantasma Magic, we got two tricks. First one is the stiff rope. Second one is the giant straw out of a bag. These are simple tricks anyone can do. Very visual, very grabbing like the attention. And I hope he'll be able to do them. I'm going to meet Mike now. I really hope he's in the same location he was yesterday. We're about to meet Mike in just a few, like a block from here. And until we meet him, I want to tell you about where and how I met him. I'm staying in a hostel here in New York, and yesterday night we had a pub crawl between a few pubs around here in the city. And outside of the bar, I was doing some magic, and that's where I saw Mike. I couldn't do nothing. I just couldn't stay there and do nothing. Now he's supposed to be here somewhere. I don't know where he is now. That is the corner I saw him yesterday. Just over here. I have his number, so I'm gonna call him and see where he is. I hope he didn't leave. Maybe he went to have lunch? I hope so.
Please leave your message for 3.
Mike isn't answering my phone calls. I'm gonna look around, see if I can find him in this block somewhere. It's gonna be very sad if I can't find him. Very sad. Shit, I thought I was recording. I just got a call from Mike, and I thought the camera's recording, but it wasn't. Basically, he's saying he's just like a few blocks from here, and he'll be coming in 10 minutes. So that's good. I do have the recording of the phone call, so I'll probably place it somewhere.
Hello? Mike? Yeah. Hey, I'm exactly where I met you yesterday. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm on Broadway right now. I'm panhandling. I'm trying to make some money, but it's not going very well. I see. Is this like a walking distance? Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, do you prefer coming here or I should come to you? I'll come to you.
Okay, sure.
It's gonna take me I'll be there in 10 minutes within.
Okay, no pressure, man. Take your time.
Okay, I'll be there. Alright.
See you, man.
Bye.
Bye. Mike. This is Mike.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's
Mike.
a cool little. Hey, what's up? Is that on?
It is on. I think it's on.
Oh, okay.
That's on.
All right. Well, all right.
And that's Nevea. Hey, Nevea. Nevea. All right.
Sir, can I buy a cigarette from you? Thank you.
What came to be the reason for you to move to the streets?
Well, it's been a long time, honestly, and it started actually as a teenager. I was basically considered a runaway because I went through adoption. My father, who was really the only person I had as a parent, I didn't know my mother or anything. He was paralyzed from his neck down. Blessings. Thank you. He was paralyzed from his neck down with brain damage. He was in a wheelchair. Obviously couldn't be a parent at that point. I was living in California, and I was adopted and moved here to New York City. And my step-family arrangement was just a nightmare. Not at first, but not long after coming to New York, I guess you could say stepfather. I never called him dad or nothing like that. You know, my dad was my dad. There's no replacement.
Yep.
A good guy though, and he died, and it just like that changed everything between my stepmother figure. It's like this woman was already not stable herself, but she would like to put the blame on me. You know, any excuse. So I basically I couldn't stay at home. You know, I was young. I kept on leaving because I was still in custody. You know, legally to her. I mean, she was having bounty hunters pick me up. Like, I went to Boston to stay with cousins, and these bounty hunters come get me. You know, and I'd go to these places. They put me in like these treatment centers and alternative schooling and stuff. And then I'd get out and I'd come back home, and within a week, it'd be all this shit again, and I'd run away again. So this kept on going on, you know, like I said, from 14 on. And then, well, basically, 14 to 18, I was really in and out of just like psych wards, treatment centers, like I said, all these like messed up places, juvenile centers. My dad died 2 weeks before my 18th birthday while I was locked up in one of these places. It was really hard. I got flown out of this place I was in Maine, got flown back to New York. I had these like, guards with me. They had me shackled and everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I'm going to my dad's funeral, and I had already been at this place. I'd been in there for 18 months at the time. So for 18 months, nobody knew where I was because I had no contact with anybody. And as far as everyone did know, they thought I was just away at a boarding school. That's what my stepmother was telling everyone. Which was all a lie, yeah. Even my sister didn't know.
Today, like, how would you describe your day-to-day routine today?
It's a constant struggle of trying to make money and just making sure I have what I need for my dog. Making sure I just like don't get myself even into trouble. Like it gets frustrating because I panhandle for money. I sit with a sign, and I basically beg for change. And it can be slow and really hard. Like I can sit for 5 hours and not even make $10, and it's like you've got all these other people on the streets. They have different ways of doing it. They go and they steal, and they do things that are not good, basically. Like, and I mean, I'm not about that, and it's not even, a lot is with my dog. She keeps me in check. I would never want to be separated from my dog. Like if I were to get arrested, what happens to my dog? So
yeah.
So that keeps me on point on one thing, but the other thing is I don't believe in stealing anyways. Like there's a I mean, I believe in a karma sort of thing, you know, let alone people. I would never, but, you know, stores, I'm just scared of it anyways. Like I said, I don't want to be arrested, but, like, you know, there's all these other people out here, they just, like, don't care, and they do messed up things, and then it looks bad on me in a sense, because
of course
people categorize you all, you know, they figure one homeless person is the next. And then to top it off, I've got face tattoos. So that just puts me on a whole other level. People are going to judge me thinking I'm gang-related, all this other shit. It's just because I'm an artist. I draw my stuff, you know, it has meaning. It has nothing to do with a gang, you know? But because of, like, past experiences with other street people, you know, that was probably negative, I get thrown in that shit boat, basically, you know? And people don't want to help. They don't, you know, they act like they don't even hear me, or they can't look at me, you know, there's no eye contact.
Yeah.
I'll ask somebody for the time and they don't even hear me.
That's something I've noticed a lot. Like, whenever we go to an area that has a lot of homeless people, if we engage, then we kind of feel obligated to do something, or like, you know, the dissonance once we're engaged is way bigger.
Yeah.
So actually, exactly for that reason, and when we met yesterday, and I did some tricks around here, and earlier I just hopped by Phantasma Magic, which is a nice magic shop, pretty close, and I brought you two stuff actually.
Awesome.
Let me show you.
Cool. You don't want.
The first thing is a rope. Okay. I think, like, getting people's money for something you do instead of just asking is nicer.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'll teach you how that works in a sec, not on camera.
Right.
That's one. And the other thing is pretty cool. And you have this giant straw, Donald straw, just produced out of an empty bag. I'm gonna turn this off, teach you, and then we'll see you do it on camera. That legit? All right. Yes! Yeah,
I'll work on that so it's a little more smooth, but I'm getting the idea.
You're getting it. Cool. And you can play along and invent your own stuff. Right. Like maybe like hypnotize the rope or whatever. Do your shit. Do your shit. And you want to get this on camera as well? You want to try?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's. Absolutely. So you, and with your thumb. Yeah, you got it. Got it, yeah. Yeah!
You know, like I said, the homeless are stealing from homeless. You know, my so-called friends are the ones stealing from me, you know, so it's like I'm pretty alone out here, you know. It's me and my dog. You know, the conversation's pretty short with my dog, you know. So, you know, she listens well. She doesn't respond.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't have much advice. So no, I really appreciate that, you know, like.
Of course, man. I mean,
how long are you here for?
Until August.
Oh wow.
Until August,
really?
Yeah. So me and Mike just we had lunch together, McDonald's, nothing too fancy, and I left him. We opened up together a PayPal account for him. Obviously he doesn't have a credit card or a physical address, but there's like a prepaid card that you could connect to your PayPal account. I will include in the description below his PayPal account. If you're watching this and you have $1 that you can spare, it's not to an organization, it's not to any fund, it's to Mike. It's someone that you've seen his face, you've heard his story, and he now does 3 cool new magic tricks. It has a face. He has a face and a name and an identity. And if you have $1 you can spare, if everyone just spares $1 to that PayPal account, we could make a difference. Maybe not to everyone, but for one. And it reminds me of a story about, it's like a tale about this young dude on the shore. So noisy in New York. On the shore, taking starfishes and throwing them back in the water. And the old guy comes up to him and saying like, hey, like there's dozens of starfishes. You won't be able to save them all. And the young guy picks up one starfish, looks at the old guys and says, yeah, I wouldn't be able to save them all, but I'll probably be able to save this one. And throws it back in the water and save that one. So no, we won't be able to save all the homeless people in New York, but if we do one good thing, if we change one small thing, if we all do it, we might create somewhat of a change. It's not my usual content, you know that. I couldn't stay indifferent. And I hope you can't too. See you next time. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. Peace.